Welcome to Focus on B, the single-part video series where I take a look at a game that might not necessarily be great for a Let's Play, such as this one, but I still want to talk about it, and this is Xonotic. Now, those of you who have been around for quite some time might be familiar with something similar to this, not necessarily this game though, and that would be, I have no idea how to pronounce it. Is it Nesquik? Is it Nesquiz? I don't know. Basically, there was this arena shooter back in the very early 2000s. I mean, like 2001, right? All the way through like the mid-2000s, which was based on this thing called Dark Places, which is a source, well, essentially an update to the Quake 1 engine. And this right here is essentially the continuation of that project after they basically tried to turn it into a genuine commercial release in the CryEngine, and people just weren't happy with how it was changed, and so it has turned into its own thing. And this is Xonotic, much easier name to pronounce. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, and I'm dead. The bots are set to only advanced, which is the halfway point in the difficulty, and yeah, this is a very interesting case of a shooter that is based on a very old piece of technology. I mean, even Dark Places itself, while more up to date compared to obviously id, I think it's id 2, you know, the Quake 1 engine, it's still fairly old. I mean, obviously it's received updates over the years, but fundamentally it's something that was made in like 2001, you know what I mean? So this is a really interesting experiment to see like how far you can go with such an old piece of technology. And look at this. I mean, like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you it was running on something that old. It's so shiny. This is a very good looking arena shooter, especially considering that it's totally free, you know? This is being made on basically like no budget, I imagine, and yet, as you can see, it's quite polished looking, and the gameplay is very fast, very smooth, very well optimized. It runs great, even though it looks this good, and like totally maxed out. I've cranked it past, like, look, I've actually turned this up past what it would normally go to for like, so basically if you hit ultra here, some of these won't even be maxed out. This is like as maxed as it goes, you know what I mean? And it's still just totally smooth. And you know my setup, it's not some fucking YouTuber type shit, you know what I mean? It's totally like something that someone actually owns in the real world, and not just for a video that they rented from the manufacturer. And like, it still runs great, you know, like look at the fucking texture work. Look at that. That is insanely good looking. It's more than just graphics, of course. This is a really fun mix of the game flow and pace of something like, I'm not playing super great right now, to be honest, but still, of something like Quake, more so Quake 3 than Quake 1, even though it's based on the technology of Quake 1, and Unreal Tournament. Why Unreal Tournament? Well, not only is it way more colorful, that's it for this match, let's go into the main menu and actually try out a different kind of match. The game has a little bit of a campaign mode. As you can see, I've completed a few of the missions. We're not going to bother with that though, because it's just a bunch of preset configurations. I can just go in here and let's try a team deathmatch instead. I'll leave it at 3 minutes. That's good. And let's try a different map. Boyle, I'm a huge fan of this one. Same number of bots. I don't like to have too many bots. It gets kind of cluttered. So I think 4 guys in total, and, you know, including myself, that's totally fine. Let's start the multiplayer match. We're going to wait for it to load a little bit. And then we'll get... Oh, that was fast. Yep, that's what happens when you're a relevant recent game. Well, I don't know how relevant this game is. I'm not sure how strong its community really is, but I mean, you can get some good games going. You know, I'm playing against bots because that's just what I like. Because I can guarantee you, if I played against real people who have been playing Quake since it came out many years ago, I would not even be able to spawn without just being telefragged, basically, just insta-fragged, you know? But yeah, so what was it about this being a mix of Quake and Unreal Tournament? Well, other than the colors, because it's way more colorful than anything Quake related, well, there's alternate fires to all of the weapons. Not all are as useful as, yeah, I'm on the blue team, right? I've turned down the opacity on the HUD, so I can't really see who I'm on, but yep, okay, clearly I'm on the blue team. Which is weird because typically you default to red, but maybe it's randomized, maybe I just forgot to set it. But either way, yeah, every weapon has, look at this, I could smack people with the shotgun. That is genuinely something you can do. Aside from that though, the influence when it comes to the movement is obviously more Quake than Unreal. You got all this bunny hopping. It kind of has almost like a painkiller thing going on. Just because of how much you're going to be bunny hopping, and I love how bouncy everything feels. You can obviously tweak this game, you know, to death. There's so many settings that I've already played with a little bit, even though I'm the kind of person who likes to leave things at default usually, but still, for the most part, this game is very, very heavily customizable. You can get rid of all this weapon bouncing and different, you know, movement types and stuff. Like, you can just make it very stiff and straightforward, like you would generally want for a more competitive play. Now, Oh, I thought there was glass there. There's no glass. I really do love the art design for this map, as it's a community-run game with a bunch of different... Like, it has the Unreal Tournament thing going on with the visuals, where basically every map feels like it comes out of a different universe, because it's made by different people. But still, I feel like this game's art design is overall pretty cohesive. Now, there is one thing about this game's art that I'm not a huge fan of, and that's the actual weapon designs. The weapons are very well-modeled and well-textured. But fundamentally, I mean, look at this thing. What does this look like to you? You know what this is? It's the shotgun. This is the shotgun. What? When you think shotgun, you don't think twig. Look at how skinny it is. Like, with a shotgun, you want a big, beefy set of barrels that just fucking go crazy, but... I mean, like, it's powerful, sure, but come on. And you also got this little blaster, which is entirely here for movement, as in... stuff like that. Yeah, I am not by any stretch of the imagination a competitive Quake player, but I understand some of the principles of movement in these kind of games, like stuff like that, yeah. As you can see, I can kind of get around pretty quickly. Oh, okay, that's the end of that match. That's much better. I just moved my OBS window because I'm playing this at a different resolution, so I can see how long I've been recording. That's just the kind of things we have to comment on. So either way, yeah, so the weapon designs are... I don't know. I can't say they're ugly or anything. Well, I mean, some of them are a little bit odd. Like the blaster, look at it. It's just kind of like just a bunch of different shapes. What team am I even on? Now I'm on red. You are on red. They should do that, like the Unreal Tournament thing. And I can say that because this game is in constant active development, and it's been in development for a very long time, so... I mean, none of the developers are going to see this, but if they did, or if you saw this and then commented on some forum post or whatever, they might implement that. Who knows? If it's in their budget, of course, to afford another voice actor, because the game already has some, you know, normal announcer lines you would hear in a game like this. For some reason I haven't heard many of them so far, but that's probably because I haven't been playing super well. You only really hear them when you go on, like, these kill streaks, you know, he goes, like, rage, you know, and he's, like, telling you how well you're playing, right? So as you can see, it has a lot of these modern conveniences, which are very nice to see in a game like this, and it's really cool to really observe how this genre has endured through its own obscurity, how it went from being, like, you know, basically the top of PC gaming for a very brief period of time, and there you go, there's some actual voice lines, and then it went to just sort of being, well, remember that game type before there was, you know, Halo Deathmatch and Call of Duty Deathmatch and Gun Game and all those things, and, you know, I totally understand why this kind of gameplay is not popular, among, like, the general audience of people, because it's on higher difficulties, and when you're playing it competitively, it's ridiculously technical. You know, the kind of shit that you're expecting. Like, right now, I'm playing with some bots, right, who aren't that good. So, I mean, like, look, they're good. What I mean is they're not super difficult right now. I haven't set them up that to be that hard. But if I were playing against real people, I have to be doing, like, this kind of shit, like, all the time. You know, like, hold on, switch to my blaster and go, like, you know, fucking... blasting myself off from up and down and all around, you know, stuff like that. And it just demands so much from you, you know? You have to be bunny hopping constantly, which I'm doing anyway because it's very fun, because I like me some Painkiller. But yeah, this kind of game would not work with a controller on a console, especially if they can't get the frame rate down. Even though, come on, like nowadays we can get good frame rates. Get back here. You don't want to be using that for actual damage. Of course, you want to be using it for just for movement. This would be a damage weapon. Come on. Die. Oh, and I'm dead. I've also disabled the gore. Not because I'm squeamish, because I'm not. I mean, if you've seen some of the other games I've played, you know, I've got a video on Hotline Miami coming up, or has already been released. Again, I have no idea until they're uploaded. But point is, yeah, that's not a problem for me. It's because the game, despite it being very well optimized, it still has some issues regarding, what's this, Clan Arena. What was the thing about this game type? Kill all enemy teammates to win. Let's not do that. There's a very unique game type here, and it's called Key Hunt. Let's try that one out. Let's keep all the same settings. Let's go to Fuse. Why not? Let's start the match. But anyway, the reason why I've turned off the gore load so quickly, I love it, is just because there's some performance issues with that. Really, they haven't come back ever since I turned it off, but I noticed every time I jib a bunch of dudes, you know, and I get like a bunch of gore flying everywhere, and it looks awesome, but the game would just like chug for a few seconds, and it's not even like, you know, it's my PC not being able to handle it, because I keep track of my GPU and CPU utilization the entire time, and no, it doesn't budge. It's at like 10%, you know, the whole time. Even when it chugs, it stays. So clearly, it's something to do with the engine itself. So with this game mode, what you're expected to do is to take these guys out and collect these keys, and then you find another one of your teammates who also has a key, and you want to meet up with them, you want to touch them, I guess, and then you score a point. It's a very unique game mode that I imagine would be much, much better with actual people, right? Because you'd be able to... Why am I shooting my own guys? Because you'd be able to communicate that kind of stuff amongst each other. Obviously, I'm playing with bots, so I don't really know what I'm doing right now other than just running around shooting guys and collecting keys. And I do love how they just made them straight up realistic, actual, like, house keys. You think they would try and stylize them in some sort of way? Because this game is very stylish. I really do love the art direction. It's got this very clean, but also slightly grungy kind of look to it. You know what I mean? It's a very modern take, and it doesn't feel like it's just trying to reminisce of the glory days or whatever. It's very nice. And I like the rocket launcher. This weapon design is really cool, I think. It's also very well animated, and again, textured. It just looks beautiful, really. And the fact that it all performs so well on such an old engine, yes, it has received updates, I understand, but fundamentally under the hood, right, I imagine it's still not too far. I mean, look at this shit. Look what I hit. Look at that. That's Quake. I mean, it's not Quake free, that's not what it looks like, but still. Either way, to be fair, the Unreal Engine also has that kind of stuff. Oh man, what point was I getting at about the, yeah, but you wouldn't think they would have made the keys look a little bit more, I mean, I don't know, what could, like, maybe just a little edgier, sharper, potentially, but I don't know, whatever, it's an interesting point. But yeah, this game mode, as you can see, somehow we're winning. We're winning even though I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of, oh, okay. The good news is that the game is very good when it comes to its waypoints. Again, it's modernized in all the best ways. As in, look, now it's telling me, go, oh. What? Did he die? So basically what you want to be doing is finding, you know, the enemy key and, oh, cheeky. You know what? I think I might have, I can survive this. Yes, I got it. Okay, and now what you want to do is, look, it literally says run here, right? Oh, and we win. I mean, like, we won the round. Yeah, it's round based. I just realized that. How long do we, are we almost done? Let's see, 2, 1, and, yeah. We're done with that game mode. Again, I want to go through a bunch of different things, so I've set the rounds to be very, very short because I love my variety. Last man standing is self-explanatory. Domination. Yes, I love domination in the original Unreal Tournament. I fucking hate double domination, so I'm glad this is back. Now, I think I'm actually going to set it to 2. You see, because it allows you to go all the way up to 4 teams. Which is really cool, but I feel like it gets a little too hectic at that point. I personally find the game most enjoyable in with this configuration. You got 3 guys on your team, 2 guys on your team, 3 guys on the enemy team, and just 2 teams on as a whole. Let's go on, yeah, Opium. Why not? That doesn't sound like a map name, but something else, but okay. Hit space, we're gonna join, and we're doing some classic Unreal Tournament style. I mean, even, look at that. Look at that blue icon right there. I'm on red, I was assuming. Yes, I am. Yeah, even frickin' even the icons here, that's just the U damage. Look, that's just the U damage. I gotta turn those into the red ones, obviously, because I am on the red team. So we have to try and score as much as possible, as you would expect for this kind of thing. But yeah, I've always loved domination because it's just such a frantic mode because you're constantly on the move. Now, this game also has another game mode that I don't know why they included it, to be honest. I forgot what it was called. I think it was called Mayhem. Yeah, Mayhem. So basically, in the Mayhem game mode, what you're expected to do is you get given a bunch of armor. You're basically like maxed out, and then the goal isn't to frag the most, but do the most units of damage individually. You know what I mean? And honestly, I find that incredibly boring. Like, that is my least favorite game mode. When I got to having to do one of those during the campaign, which I know you don't play these games for the campaign. You play them for bot match and actual multiplayer. And this game, fortunately, does have a generally, relatively active following. So you can get some pretty good multiplayer games going, but just be prepared to face people who have been playing these kind of games for longer than you have been alive, okay? At least in my case, you know what I mean? I mean, shit, fucking Quake came out in 96, right? I was born 01. You know what that means? That means that if, let's say you were in your late teens, maybe, when most people, that's when people start playing these kind of games, that means I'm basically at a 15 to 16, maybe more, yeah, 20 something, because like it's been a couple years since then. So yeah, I'm at a 20 something year disadvantage when it comes to experience with this game. But either way, I don't really care to play these kind of games competitively. I just find them really fun to just jump around, shoot guys, and soak in the presentation as well. As I've already talked about, this game looks great, and it sounds pretty damn good too. I really enjoy the soundtrack. It's got these electronic tracks. Not quite as much metal as you'd expect from a Quake type game, but to be fair, this isn't Quake. Yes, it's based on it, but it's its own thing as well. And I feel like it has a very strong identity. A lot of these games struggle to have an identity apart from just, hey, look, it's another arena shooter. So I do feel that this game kind of benefits from very much looking and feeling like its own thing, even compared to Nesquiz. I don't fucking know how you say it. And yet, what I'm doing right now is kind of wrong. You really want to be using the blaster for your rocket jumps. That's why it's in the game, this thing. Because it does basically no damage to you. I mean, it does do some damage, but very little. Are we done with this? Yep, we're done with domination. All right, how long have you been recording? 18 minutes, and a couple minutes of those were just me setting up, which means we're going to go back and, what's this? Next ball. Ah, you can see remnants of the old name. Shoot and kick the, okay, bombing run, basically. All right, let's do some bombing run then. Oh, should we keep it? You know, let's up it. Let's add a couple more dudes. Keep the difficulty the same because I suck. Somehow we've won pretty much every round so far, which is surprising. Keep it at 3 minutes, of course. Goal limit, I don't fucking know. Unlimited, why not? And apparently, are these the only two maps? Let's go Next Ball Arena. I guess that would just be the most, what's this, media? Little Bot Orchestra. Huh, okay. Screenshots, music player, that's cool. I didn't know we had those. Anyway, let's start the match. Very fast loading times, very nice, despite the beautiful oh my, what the fuck is this? Hold on, I'm in third person. What? So I'm supposed to, is this literally just Quake football? I thought this was gonna be like bombing run. This music's really cool, but is this actually the game mode? This is my first time playing this. I'm genuinely shocked. Is this all you do? Wow, I'm not surprised this doesn't have more support. This is, well, it's not really what it's supposed to be. What the hell is this? It's literally just janky football. Okay, great. Let's exit out of that. That was interesting. Onslaught and Assault as well. These are obviously references to Unreal Tournament. Let's do, what's survival? Identify, eliminate all the hunters before your allies are gone. Let's do an onslaught. Why not? Court fun. Let's keep the settings the same. Maybe let's give ourselves 5 minutes. This will be the last thing we do, okay? Yeah, we've been recording for a decent amount of time. I want to keep these videos a reasonable length here. To be honest, I'm still not 100% sure exactly how long I want my focus on bees to be. I obviously don't want any of the individual Let's Play episodes to be too long because, well, you know, there's going to be a lot of them. But for Focus on B, I really do want to give every game a good, decent amount of time in the spotlight. But I also don't want it to be some fucking, you know, hour-long marathon or whatever. I think that, you know, 25 or so minutes is a sweet spot of length. That's generally what I enjoy, you know. I mean, obviously now as I'm a little older, I do have a higher tolerance for longer videos, but I remember when I was a kid, there were some videos I would just straight up avoid watching by even my favorite creators because, oh, it's so long, I'm scared. You know, I used to think that 30 minutes was like so long. Yeah, I can't believe that either. Look at that texture quality. Did you take your pills today? Nice. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. What is this? This is. Well, I'm on the blue team, so I probably shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, we gotta attack the red control points. So let's go ahead and come on, go away. Level of numbers. I imagine you can turn those numbers off, but they're pretty neat, right? Yeah, you gotta attack them, and then oh, I'm dead. You had an unfortunate run with a turret. What? Oh, that thing. Of course. Yeah. Let's. I've literally never played this game mode. I've only ever played Deathmatch up until now. I just thought I'd check it out for this video because I thought that'd be fun. I'm just going back to our own base here, and that is nice to know where it is. I love the sound design, too. It's very interesting. Listen to these sounds.
Control point is under attack.
Okay, can you not talk over the sound effects? There you go. The sound... It sounds like half the sounds in this game are... in some way made up of a spoon, like a wooden spoon hitting a bottle or something, like a glass bottle. But it's weirdly satisfying to listen to, honestly. This is a really neat weapon too. You know why? Because it has this really cool suction functionality. That. You can go really fast with this thing. A couple years ago, one of the game developers actually... I'm not sure exactly what part of the game he's contributed to. Maybe it's the weapon balancing, maybe it's some of the design, whatever. Point is, he has worked on the game, and his name is, oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. It was A something. No, not Anti-Venom or whatever. Antibody. There it is. Antibody. Maybe he's in the game credits. And he had this video, this tutorial he did. It wasn't really a tutorial. It was, he called it a 1,000-yard overview of Xonotic. And he talked about all of the different functions of the weapons, and he mentioned that this weapon did have that sucking in function. And that's how I know, because let me tell you, I would have never figured to shoot the ground that way to go faster with that weapon. But it's really cool how this game is so focused on the movement aspect of Quake, because that is the most fun part, you know? That's why I don't really care for a lot of modern military shooters or whatever. The fact that, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. The fact that they're so much less focused on movement and more on positioning, and I find that boring. You know, I'm a Sonic boy. I like to go fast. I mean, a game that I'm planning on doing a Let's Play on, in fact, I might have already started uploading some of the parts, depending on when this video goes up. I found this game called Cloud Built while browsing Moby Games. My voice. And, yeah, that's a total, like, that game came out 8 years before Sonic Frontiers, and yet, it's interesting how similar it is in some ways. Yeah, it's like this free-running parkour game, and I have a lot of really good things to say about it. You guys should go check it out. It's on Steam. And funnily enough, they actually made a remake kind of thing, it's like re-release called Super Cloud Built, which is no longer on Steam, so you know what that means. Except that the original is still being supported by the developers. So, you know, like, it still gets updates. So you can just go and get that one instead. But either way, yeah, so let's just keep trying to. This is a really cool weapon, too. It looks a bit like GLaDOS's original design. Doesn't it? Look at it. It kind of looks like the original GLaDOS design from Portal 1. I'm assuming we can now rebuild them, yep, in our own image. Kill this guy before he takes it down. Come on. Fuck off. Are we even... No, we're actually losing this time. Yeah, we are losing. How much... Okay, we only have 40 seconds left. Damn. It seems that even just the medium difficulty bots are quite a bit more difficult than what... I mean, to be fair, I have no idea what's going on in this map. I mean, generally now I think I have a better idea as to how it works, but either way, it's too late at this point. You know, this map is... Actually, hold on. We have 41 points now, so we... Are we not winning? Because look, the number right there is 41. Oh wait, that might not be the score, but rather just some separate measure of progress. As you can see now, it's at 51. So clearly, we're doing something right, but we're not necessarily winning. Oh, now we're going into overtime. Okay, well I guess we're gonna end the video when overtime ends. Ow, I'm dead. We're gonna keep going. How long is this going to go on? Generators are now decaying. The more control points your team holds, the faster something. Okay, well, let's run around. I'm so glad at the... Yes, this game's user interface is very good. Initially, it had a very obnoxious opacity layer, but you can disable that. For as you can see, I've made the hood very transparent now, and I recommend you do that because otherwise it's kind of... It's very intrusive. especially at higher resolutions. I found that I was experimenting with some lower resolutions just to see what it would look like, and it was actually not as bad at like something like 480p, but at 1080p, as you can see, it would be pretty bad if I were to leave it at the default setting. So I have not, obviously. Take out this control point again. I really don't like it. Oh no, you can just hold it down. No, you can't. Which one is it then? Yeah, I do love how the team voiceover is. It sounds like they directed the voices to sound like an actual, just mildly upset like guy on Discord or something, you know, yelling at you that you fucked up. Minus the racial slurs, of course, but you know, the days of Xbox Live Arcade. I actually have no experience with that because I've never owned an Xbox 360, but the internet has made me vicariously nostalgic for that kind of stuff. So that's an interesting little thing that happens. Come on, just fucking destroy the control point. At this point, I'm just running around shooting the control points because that's what I imagine is gonna help a bit, you know, just to wear them down and maybe take out some bots as well. Okay, who won? I'm genuinely confused right now. Okay. And we're back.
3, 2,
in a different thing. Okay, well, I mean, we're gonna end the episode here. That was Xonotic. I really like this game, honestly. I'll probably keep playing it even after this video is done because, you know, hate to break it to you, but a lot of times when we make videos on stuff, we usually don't play the game afterwards for a very long time because we're just kind of sick of it at that point, especially if you've worked on the video for a long time. Not like this. It's just a quick little thing. But like, for example, the Shadow the Hedgehog video, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even fucking touched that game since I did the video, even though I still like it. But you get the idea. It's like, but this actually seems pretty fun. Like, I'd go back to it because, you know, I've been enjoying it. Either way, this has been another episode of Focus on B, the single-part video series where I take a look at a game that might not be great for a Let's Play like this one, but it still has a lot of qualities that I wanted to talk about. I think I talked about quite a few of them. Go and check it out. It's totally free, by the way. Xonotic. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Focus on B. Thanks for watching. See you next time.